on heroic, they only give you 100 experience. So they're not particularly useful. However, we will still be using them because there is an achievement tied to them called Combat, Evolved. And then we will also be eating a bunch of fish and spamming Summon for a buttload of will experience.
Yeah, the
So
arena
it's gonna
itself
get
is yeah, it's a pretty not quite auto-scroller, but it's pretty wild in some regards.
Okay, I also just refreshed my physical shield, which is like actually important. So yes, the arena is comprised of 8 rounds. We're going to be seeing wasps, next is going to be hobs, next is going to be balverines, after that is undead, after that is bandits, then earth trolls, then rock trolls, then arachnox, and then we will also be having a fight with Whisper, and then we're also going to be killing her in the hopes of actually getting that as quiet as a Whisper achievement. But the main goal of the arena is surviving, not taking a break between rounds, and also getting a combat multiplier of at least 200.
Also, again, apologies for the force push effect.
Yeah. I wish we had some way to actually, like, reduce the drasticness of it, but I do not know how one would even begin to go about doing that.
It seems you've mastered using the combat multiplier.
Because along with a bunch of settings just being apparently kind of baked into the graphics engine, with no way to adjust them, a lot of options are actually taken away in comparison to the Lost Chapters.
That's another 500
One of which is actually camera sensitivity.
600 gold earned so far, and there's another 1,000 up for grabs in the next round.
So we do allow people to edit the eye and eyes to achieve those, like, changes.
Yeah. I think we have to do it for the mouse sensitivity too.
Mm-hmm.
Go!
Yes, we are now joined by Whisper, because we are now in the team rounds. Whisper is just going to hopefully be staying right where I push her to. As much as I can keep her there anyway. So you saw how we needed multi-arrow to kill a white balverine earlier? Oh, it would help if I actually augmented my bow. Lol. Okay, let's try that again. And then we'll try it again in a quick bit.
Second time's the charm.
Yep. Dead and dead. Now you're playing with power.
Silver augmentation. Doesn't quite have the same ring as Power Glove, but we use it nevertheless.
Yes, and Whisper, thankfully, actually saves, helps us save a bit of time here in the arena because the announcer really likes to babble. Loves the sound of his own voice. And talking to Whisper activates a little cutscene that we can skip much faster than the arena announcer speaks. To save, like, actual minutes.
undead in this map also annoyingly are these are the only undead that fall over before dying, which is kind of sucky because normally they like explode like popcorn, which is much quicker, but now you have to like wait for them to fall down, or if they get knocked down like Whisper just did.
Or if I just did. Yeah, that's okay. So, the reason I am spamming summon and making everyone's ears bleed now probably is because it is a very low mana cost spell. It has virtually no cooldown, and it is very effective for those reasons. It is very effective as a spammable spell for quick will experience when we have an absurdly high combat multiplier like we kind of currently do.
Isn't it like 2 points in will experience?
It's 3.
Oh,
Yeah,
3.
but yes. It's 3 will experience times your combat multiplier times however many times you are inputting it at every second, basically. So it's a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Never thought I'd see that.
I also just talked to Whisperer just then to kill my Berserk so I could have a fresh cycle here for this round. Where'd you go, Whisper? There you are.
Hiding in the corner.
Our intrepid hero. 3, 2.
Again, it's one of those things where came to Hob killing contest, she was off killing Hobs left, right, and center. Here, she like is wrestling with the wall.
Yep. Often with the traps.
She's just trying to figure out how they work.
It's like magnets.
Things are getting very. 3, 2.
Hero, your wound energy is low.
So, the reason I'm standing in the blade trap here is because it lets me get hit by all the blades at once. And you might think that's a little bit counterintuitive, but one of the perks of Berserk, and we didn't actually get to talking about Berserk very much, is that along with increasing our combat speed and physical damage output by a lot if it's high enough level, and giving us random chances for decapitations with our melee attacks, including if we're unarmed, it also lets us not die. So there's that safety net, which is really useful in glitchless heroic any percent. And it also, when we take damage, it further increases the amount of physical damage that we are capable of doing. And because we're getting hit by all those blades at once, it racks our damage up even higher. Really, it just really high damage ceiling is reached really quickly.
Yeah, the amount of just sheer utility Berserk has is kind of broken. A lot of the spells we use are like that, like Force Push, Assassin Rush, Berserk. The thing that's good about them is that they just have so much utility in more than just like their intended purpose. Like Assassin Rush is used for movement and clipping. Even Summon, it's used for skill experience clipping. Berserk is used for anything and everything. It's just like, if you breathe, Berserk is probably going to be useful in some way.
Yeah.
Makes us faster, immune, increased damage.
So you're going to try killing Whisper, by the way.
Yep. I know.
Cool.
So here we are. There can only be one winner of the arena, apparently. So we're going to secure our victory here. But in order to actually kill Whisper, I might need to kill my bandit friend there. Actually, no. He's not affecting it too much. I do need to wait for Whisper to throw her bombs.
Also, she has bombs, even though it's like medieval times.
Yeah.
Ancient technology.
So, hopefully. Good. Thank God.
I was afraid Because it looked like she was mid-swing when you killed her. I was afraid that that was going to count.
I think it's so long as you don't take any damage, and I think physical shield would actually, like, it's not like our,
right. I didn't think about that.
Yeah, it's not like our no-hit runs. But
Wins heroic
yes.
glitchless, no
Now
hit.
that that's done, we have completed the arena without taking a break between rounds. Whisper is dead.
Yes, weapon.
Her brother
Fine.
Thunder is now very miffed with us. Very cross.
Sounds like a
One
him
could even
problem
say.
to me.
Same, but, you know. Nope, it would help if I had my spell mode in the right position. There we go. So, this is an optional quest. It's called Trader Massacre, but you do a lot more massacring of guards. There's your 360 head spin, by the way.
You ever seen someone get beheaded and their head just rotates, does a 360, and then it falls on the floor? Don't answer that. I don't want to know.
Let's not incriminate ourselves just yet.
Decapitations are, and of this era in video games, seem to be rather over the top.
Yeah, it's like GTA. This is basically just Grand Theft Hero if you think about it.
Yeah.
I like how the
which actually
trader's hands
kind-
are
which
just
actually-
going up in the camera.
Which actually kind of works out because, in a way, the hero looks a little bit like a clay Ray Liotta.
Yep, who voiced Tommy Vercetti in the hit video game Grand Theft Auto Vicing Cities.
Yep. That he did. Okay.
Check the guild for more quests.
So before we do as the Guildmaster suggested, we are going to enter the Grey House proper here really quick. Kill some undead. Because reasons, I guess. It's not really ever explained why that's there. But there is
believe
a
it's
silver
the
key
house.
chest here with a sharpening augmentation in it, which we will not be using.
Can't believe we're really in the house from the Grey House. It's like the Kane from Citizen Kane.
But yes, before we continue on with the story, we're going to be doing some more optional quests, but not before we hopefully get all the upgrades that we need for the rest of the run. As well as some other ones that we will simply never be using.
Yeah. A lot of them we won't use, but and we also have the XP stuff we can do to max out if we need.
Wonderful, wonderful. Okay. Before we do the warp to the next place, we are going to be binding heal life there because we are actually going to be utilizing that. And slow time.
Yeah, we get to do a double whammy with heal life, but we'll cross that bridge when we get to it.
Double whammy.
Hey.
Yeah. And it's actually beneficial. I like to think that this is a pretty well-routed run, even though that there's going to be some really out-of-the-way detour-y achievements. One in particular later, I will point out when we get to it.
Yeah, some of the achievements take 5 seconds, and then some of them like change the whole way you have to deal with the route, sort of thing.
Yeah. So, we're going to be assisting that guard in a little bit, but first we're going to be breaking a siege here in Knothole Glade, because it is being assaulted by bandits. At least that's the idea. Excuse me, I'd like to clip through this gate. Thank you.
So the reason we clip through the gate instead of opening it is because there's less bandits that spawn.
Yeah, and the gate just like opens at the end regardless. So,
There's a couple of ways that you can actually complete that quest, but that is just the fastest one that we've found. You can open the gate to kill a whole bunch more bandits all by yourself.
We have learned
And the guard will be like, "You're gonna take them on all by yourself? You're a real hero, or a real fool."
a band of highly skilled
why can't we be both?
True. But, yeah, I think you can also, yeah, there's just plenty of options. Plenty of choice, actually, for a game that's criticized for, you know, it's all about choices, but not having much for choices. It's because most of the choices are to be found in the optional quests, to be honest.
Yeah. Speaking of fool, he'd be a fool to be doing this quest in the intended way. So it's essentially, we go to the end of the map, rescue the guy, bring him back to the other side of the map, but he'll stop following you anytime there's a bandit, so we're going to give him a bit of
a push.
Yeah. We're going to give him some encouragement. There we go, we've got the achievement. Here, their health is low, which was the double whammy that was mentioned earlier.
Yep. And he's saying, "Quick, get me out of here!"
Oh,
And
We're trying.
yeah, that is literally the fastest way to complete that quest. Because, as Adam mentioned, if there's a single bandit within eyeballing distance from him, he will stop moving. And it's tedious. So just play Trader Golf instead.
Yep.
It's much more fun.
We did already practice with coin golf. Maybe we should start counting the number of strokes it takes us to beat Traderist.
Good shout, actually.
What's it called? Golf Trader.
That's actually a good idea.
What is? Yeah. How do we get a birdie or a eagle?
Okay, I'm gonna just quickly use slow time really quick. That was redundant, but anyway.
You go really quickly. Use slow time real quick to slow down the time.
Yep.
Quick.
Gonna be force pushing him.
Yeah, the bandits are a lot more potent because heroic, so they can just sort of shred through the trails, so you need to be a little bit more careful. Also
Yeah.
nice beheading.
Thank you.
That's another thing Berserk does, is that it increases the chance of beheading as you level it up. So I think it's like 20% at max level, which is quite nice.
Very handy. If it is random, or even though it is random. Okay, well, these guys are slowly dying. Can't let you leave, you puppet! I love the voices in this game.
They are very good. But unfortunately they are British, which is a point against them.
Yeah.
Just remember, this game is set in the UK. I think I'm going to be sick.
Fantastic. I'm out of here.
Just wait till you see him.
oh shit.
Oh, shit. Okay, now we're going to be completing that guard's request. So the deal is, there's an assassin who's hanging out in Twinblade's camp, specifically his tent, taking up residence there. He says, killed the guard's brother. Surprise! Turns out the assassin is the guard's brother, and he wants him dead because their mom refuses to write the assassin brother out of the will. Hey! So, there's a couple of options that you can choose to take here, but I just took the gold that he offered. It was a counter offer. You can say no to him because he offers you, was it 2,000 gold instead of the guard's 1,000?
And then, yeah, 2,500.
The gamer way to go about it would be to take the second offer, kill him anyway, and then complete the quest for the most amount of gold.
Yeah.
But since gold is kind of superfluous to us, it's kind of like, whatever. So I want to eat a golden carrot really quick. That's a special item, very rare. Is it renewable? I don't... Is there a renewable
there's
source?
one or two. I think you can get them from archery competition, renewably.
Okay. But still, they're a very, really not easy to get item. Usually pretty darn limited in quantities. Unlike moonfish, which you can actually just fish up wherever. Go ahead.
Can you imagine if you lived in a world where people could use golden carrots? Like, that must be what it's like. You know when you go to sleep, right? And then you wake up 8 hours later and it feels like you haven't slept at all. It must be that someone just used a golden carrot.
Yep.
Probably akin to a method of torture. It's like, we're going to bed now. It's like, golden carrot, nope, gotta go to work. It's like, oh, all right, gotta go to, nope, back to work. You just keep doing that.
Who said you had a break? Crunch.
It is truly the forbidden snack, a golden carrot. I wonder what it tastes like. Is it like it's just plated with gold leaf and it just tastes the exact same as a regular carrot?
Maybe that's one of those questions we really don't want to know the answer to.
It's the gold that makes it crunchy.
But gold is like softer usually, if it's a higher carrot anyway. Haha.
Hey.
I always felt like it was going to be more like the mushroom where you just... everything feels like it changed for you, but everybody else is just sitting there like, why is he standing there for 8 hours?
Yeah, maybe it's like just like a hallucinogenic and it just makes you like zone out for 8 hours.
Maybe. Oh, I want to talk to them first.
So, have you heard the legend of this sword?
I have heard the legend of the sword. A knight of the old kingdom named Hugh wielded the sword like no other. Something about as him dying, he thrust it into that King Arthur looking rock that we saw over there.
Brings a whole new meaning to the guy who says, look how hard he's tugging, let him finish.
True. That is unironically a voice line. If you try to interact with the sword while somebody else is trying to pull it from the stone.
Yeah.
But, yes, the reason I ate that golden carrot and manipulated the time of day was because I wanted to make sure that I could go to sleep, which would set the night time, or set the time of day at night, to a specific time. I think it's like 9.
Yep. 9 p.m. the equivalent.
Yeah. That was so I could quickly do the final fist fighters here in Knothole Glade.
Yeah,
Instead of having to wait for him to spawn.
That's also why we've got the guard following us. So this fist fighters works a little bit different to the other ones where the things gradually get stronger and then there's a slightly stronger one at the end, where all of these guys take 8 hits to finish, except for the last guy who takes 50 hits. He's got like 1,000 health because we're doing 20 damage. So we're going to use the guard to our advantage here. We like already have to walk along here anyways, so it's faster to ask for his assistance.
Okay, I'm gonna take these shuffles a little bit wider than I have last time. Just to be a little
While you
bit
do that,
safer.
I'm going to be back in a bit.
Okay. Oh. If you have any donations or anything to give a shout out to, now's a good time.
Well, I haven't seen any new donations come in, but I do just want to remind everyone that the run after this is Goat Simulator 3, and there is an incentive for some goat yoga. I don't know exactly what that entails, other than presumably a goat doing yoga. I'm pretty interested in it, to tell you the truth. But yeah, it'd be really cool. And we do still have the bid war on this run for saving or killing the Guildmaster. And that is still on save currently, but a donation could change that. Looks like we're still punching people, so I'll go ahead and talk a little more here. So, on the note of donations, if you wanted to know what your money could be doing for Save the Children, beyond just the vague helping children, $125 can support a community health worker for a whole year to provide primary care to 100 households. Many of these health workers that are educated are women, which is neither here nor there. Health workers are important regardless, and so $125, which we have raised multiple times over already this weekend, can help with primary care.
Very good stuff. Speaking of very good stuff, I may have committed a murder, but that's not very good. That's actually very evil. However, what I committed the murder for, that was good, because I got a treasure clue and a trophy out of it. Now, I'm going to visit the barbershop RQ, change my hairstyles up a little bit for an achievement. Next, I'm going to be getting a specific haircut, the pudding basin, because we are coming up on the basically final opportunity to complete the quest Beardy Baldy, which is essentially a pretty organic way of introducing the player to the fact that there's a barbershop system where you can customize your character and, you know, affect your attractiveness and scariness stats. You know, just play a little bit of Fashion Souls, if it were. Let's see here. Going to be doing a little bit of recalling shenanigans here. I think this is actually the first instance of recalling that I'm going to be doing. Legit, to see if you're still here. Mm-hmm. If you could explain recall a little bit.
So, recall, what essentially it does, whenever you teleport away from a location, it's going to save the where you were in the closest zone transfer location to where you just came from. So, for example, teleporting to Bowerstone, if we're standing right outside that gate, it's always going to recall us to that gate rather than the initial Cullis gate at the front of the town.
Right. And since I'm going in and out of Bowerstone Key, which only has one exit, it's a little bit faster than just doing it the old-fashioned
running back and forth.
Rolling way, yeah.
Or rolling back and forth.
Yes. I also spoke to the witch here in the key, because I have all 4 blue mushrooms that she wanted. Turns out that she had a potion all along. She just completely forgot about that. She may or may not have wanted those mushrooms for herself.
I can't believe.
Because she was like, the stuff won't kill him. Little Tud's probably having the time of his life. And she probably wants to have the time of her life too. I'm not going to judge. But yes, Beardy Baldy. We're going through all of these specific hairstyles to make us look kind of honestly ridiculous. Like, look at that. Look like a farmer getting ready to go out to milk the chickens. So he could be introduced to his daughter, but he actually has no daughter. He just wants to make, he likes making heroes like us look stupid. And he has succeeded. At least that's what we want him to believe.
I don't know about insulting one of the most powerful people on the planet.
Yeah, I don't know
Might be
either.
a good idea.
Yeah, but now we're going to be turning in, hopefully, all 25 of the books that we have collected throughout the run. And he's going to be clearing his throat a lot, and also saying today a fair bit.
How many of
If you want to use this as an excuse to hydrate yourselves, You could take shots of water every time you hear him clear his throat or say today. Or if you, feel so ambitious, you could also do shots of alcohol, but I do not recommend this.
To this. There was once a... You have done us good.
Casually, though, this is actually one of my absolute
Once lived on.
favorite parts of TLC. Because there's a lot of insight in these cutscenes.
Do any of you know?
And some of them are just simply hilarious as well.
What's
But,
Today,
yeah, it's unfortunate that we actually have to skip all of these cutscenes. I say, just as, letting the inner casual come out.
once upon a time.
He usually starts running there. Yep. Okay.
Come on! 5.
Oh,
Love how you just tower everybody once you level up your skill.
Yeah.
Hey, look at that.
today's lesson.
Yeah, that's actually something else about Fable as well. Like, as you spend experience and level up your stats and spells and stuff, your body changes to,
Today,
kind of go along with that.
It makes it especially funny when your sister is like, "Oh, what will you do, little brother?" And you're like, "I beg your pardon."
I heard he's
4 feet taller than her.
Yeah.
You look like you're 70 and she's 20.
Yeah, that's another thing. As you age, you age by having the experience upgrades in this game. So if you max out everything, you're going to be in a 65-year-old man. That's kind of...
Hey, there's nothing wrong with that.
Anyway, Hero of Time. We are now Link, apparently. So there's
Yeah,
your,
but it's a
there's
little
your
weird
Zelda
when nobody
tie-in.
else ages with you.
sky is really pretty.
Fun fact about that achievement, if you want to consider it a fun fact, because it's not exactly fun, you only will get credit for that achievement if you eat the time food in question. Moonfish during the day to change it to night, or golden carrot during the night to change it to day. If you eat it in Bowerstone South. Bowerstone North and Bowerstone Key do not count towards that achievement, so that is something to bear in mind.
I didn't even know you had to do it in Bowerstone.
Oh no, it needs to be in Bowerstone. Bowerstone South. It has to be in Bowerstone South.
Yeah.
Alright, let's go ahead and equip our good weapon.
Northerners losing once again.
So it only works if you eat the golden carrot at night.
Right.
Interesting. So you have
Moonfish
to
at
ruin
day.
somebody's work schedule.
Yeah. I guess it's like, when the clocks change twice a month. I mean, maybe it doesn't for you in Central American time, but yeah. I guess it's like that. It's just like someone just ate a golden carrot somewhere. Oh, God damn it.
I've got an unset schedule. Today's the day.
Tonight's the night.
Yeah.
Both said within about 10 seconds of each other because someone ate a moonfish.
So, this quest that we're on right now, we are rescuing the archaeologist because he has been captured by Jack of Blades' minions. We met Jack of Blades in a cutscene earlier after completing the arena. He is the main antagonist of the game, so we need to... Thank you. I needed to, I'll very quickly-ish. I wanted to do that clip there because that assassin has a very specific spawn trigger, and that is touching the stairs of the windmill, basically. Anyway. Yes, Jack of Blades. He's the one who cut out our sister's eyes. He's also holding our mother captive in Bargate Prison, and in order to access Bargate Prison, we need information from the archaeologist, because he's the only one who knows, where the backdoor entrance is, because apparently we can't just get ourselves arrested and go in that way.
Hurry.
I don't know. And on one hand, it seems a lot simpler to, do it that way, but I don't know, whatever. Anyways,
The point is to have fun.
Did nobody think to just like check the other side of the map? It's like, oh yeah, no, this demon door is telling me, oh, I only open for X, Y, Z. Maybe I should do something about that. Nobody thought. The archaeologist is the only one who thought, oh, maybe I should do something with this.
Yeah. Okay, just gonna do a quick little recall thing here. Although, honestly, I probably oughtn't do that because it is marathon and
You've received a new
RTA would kind of take precedence here, but oh well, whatever. It's kind of equal in time, assuming you get like decent rushes, because Assassin Rush, as useful as it is and as far as it teleports you, basically, if you're on uneven terrain, or if you rush into something, your rushes can get cut short, and it's really annoying. So, yeah. Gonna make another save here. Gonna need to remember to make a couple more saves in a little bit.
No pressure.
Honestly, I've got probably my most painful achievement out of the way already, so... I almost interacted way too soon. It's okay. Wait.
Look,
Alright. Lichfield. This is the way to access the back entrance into Bargate Prison. Yeah, as Adam was talking about, we have a demon door that we need to open. In order to open this demon door, we need to have the assistance of Nostro. Basically, he needs to say, "Hey, this person's clear to go in." The Gravekeeper, who I told to wait a little bit ago, he smashed open Nostro's crypt. He is a dead guy. Gravekeeper was looking to make a pretty substantial profit off of his armor, weapon, shield, helmet, etc. We need to return those things to him, to Nostro. And in TLC 80% runs, especially, this is one of the areas in the game where we say, this is the graveyard, where all good runs go to die.
Yep.
Because if you remember that very first fish I had in Bowerstone Jail that I snapped my line, think that. Only it's like far, far more common, practically guaranteed in the context of a TLC 80% run. So it's very RNG dependent.
How much easier is fishing in Anniversary versus TLC?
I don't remember the numbers offhand. I know we have them somewhere in the Discord.
Yeah,
to
FSR is yeah, FSR has them, but yeah, it's a good amount easier to the point where it's insignificant. It's the difference between like 50% of runs to 75% of runs. You know, like it's a pretty good amount.
Okay, please let me through. Let me in. Thank you. You ever just roll up a mountain or a hillside down there? You can do that.
Maybe that's what Kate Bush was singing about when she said running up that hill.
Okay, there we go. Unfortunately, I had one of the undead tank the swing for the big one that he needed to kill, because that cutscene, by the way, super important. That one very quick cutscene that seems to do like literally nothing. Nope, it's actually a very super important flag, because that is why we cannot seem to skip the graveyard.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of skipping the graveyard, we do have a couple of bounties up. If anybody happens to be madly knowledgeable enough to find a skip that actually saves time. I don't think I made a save. That's okay.
You've received
Might not need it.
quest card.
Depends on the guildmaster's fate.
Check the guild for more questions.
We've got some absurd bounties up, like $500 or something.
Your will energy.
Yeah, I forget the exact number, but actually, I see Wintilda's in chat, and she might be able to scour up the information on that, if she doesn't mind. I was not able to skip the spawn trigger, if that's okay. But, yes. Graveyard. The reason we want to skip that is because of, there's a bit of RNG, especially in TLC and OG. Anniversary, it's a lot less of an issue because they kind of did something with enemy AI. It just, like, they aggro onto you a lot more readily than they do in TLC and OG. But, yeah. That's Circle of the Dead. I needed to wait until the undead were in that stone circle in order to actually damage and kill them. Yeah, in TLC, they can just decide, nope, I'm going to social distance because reasons. I'm already dead, but I'm in social distance for just reasons. Not gonna tell you why.
This game came out in 2014, they were very forward-thinking.
Mm-hmm. But yeah.
Oh no, you don't.
For that reason, Graveyard is a quest I personally would love to be able to skip. Prison, I'm kind of okay with because it is an opportunity to step away and use the restroom. But still, that is like however many minutes of sitting around doing literally nothing. So that's, you'll see why we want to skip it in just a little bit here. But, yeah.
You just get yourself nice and comfortable there. We'll be back to get you and the other scum later. Then,
Okay.
we'll have a bit of fun. He'll enjoy it.
So,
won't he, Tiff?
that guard was taking a whiz while holding a sword. I'm no expert, but I don't think that's exactly the healthiest thing to be trying to do.
All that energy for later. You'll need it then.
I mean, we're talking about cutting people's heads off, but that's not what we mean.
And don't try any of that funny will stuff. It won't work in here. The boss made sure of that.
But yes, welcome to Bargate Prison, where you get to sit around and do nothing. Do a race, do a stealth minigame, wait again,
I could hear you squealing.
do another race, do another stealth minigame, and then we can escape. Because the game,
And we go back the way we came.
partially.
You're that chicken chaser.
Partially, because we can do a little bit of load warp shenanigans to
Didn't you?
do a little bit of a skip.
Let's not spoil the game.
What'd you do? Kill a mare? Slice up some
Also, if you saw something in that in the pool in that one circular room that I was in earlier,
vicious bastard.
that's all you're gonna see of it. Just letting you know now.
Figment of your imagination.
It's like
Not a
Chekhov's gun, but you do nothing with it.
Yeah,
You got the lampshade, and you just like leave it there, and it doesn't do anything.
yeah.
Chase us round the and take bets.
Excuse me.
Then the winner gets a trip.
Would jail time be a good time to read a donation that came
Absolutely.
in?
Absolutely.
So we have one from CJ's grandma and grandpa. We love it when the family of the community pitches in. Super sweet.
Hell yeah.
And they say, another great event for a great cause. Great thanks to everyone making this happen. Enjoy. And they did also, oh, I'm sorry, that was $25. I missed the donation amount, sorry. And they did put that towards both goat yoga and saving the guildmaster.
Ooh.
So we're at $104 to save and $60 to kill. So if you feel strongly,
And
you can still sway it, and you can also still get us goat yoga.
a lot of money on you.
And I believe CJ said, I'm going to call this out, CJ said that if we hit $500 during this run,
That sounds
he will make his mum an account on Twitch.
Sounds fun.
And really, who doesn't want that?
Let me hear it.
We're here for the
That
parents
is,
all
that
good
is an excellent
account.
question. Who doesn't want that?
Who doesn't want to see your mum posting cake W's in the chat when you fail a trick? Really, that pays for itself.
It really does.
True.
Eat my dust.
Call that running, you snail! Move it, move it, move it!
Yes, during this race, we're going to be getting some primo speedrunning advice from the guards of the prison.
You ugly maggot! I'm out of there. That way, you great big...
There is also a slight little optimization that one can do here. I am not doing that because I am too cowardly to try and go for it. But, when you roll, the game is a little bit weird with the Z-axis. So, things like railings, handrails, etc., whatever, you can actually roll onto those if you roll, you know, down some stairs at an angle. And then you can actually just kind of walk along the railing. And this is, we're talking like a second time save at most. I could have done that out in the courtyard and then just kind of cut a corner instead of actually like going like around. I don't know how visible my hand was, but anyway, we're talking like a second at most. And if you fail it, there's a if you fail to stay on the railing and to correctly cut the corner, you could just fall all the way back down to the bottom. And that's...
At that point, is it faster to just let yourself lose and take the shorter cutscene?
On the first year, maybe.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah.
Yeah. The
That's
game
almost...
handles the Z-axis very weirdly in that it just kind of pretends it isn't there for the most part. Like, if you somehow launch yourself up in the air, there's no falling animation or anything. You just kind of, like, fall down. There's no, like, acceleration changes or anything. You just can kind of, like, move around while falling in the air. It's kind of zany.
It's race.
Yeah. Also, quick little shout out to the chin beard. A very unique beard in the game that you cannot access any other way. You have to get it from spending a year in prison here. And the real painful thing about it is that in TLC and Anniversary, you don't even have the option to keep it if you go through the rest of the story, because it gets replaced by a bigger, bushier beard way later on.
Right, you 3, 2.
But it's called the chin beard. It's got its own like stats and attractiveness, scariness values. It even has a cost to it if you were to mod it into the game.
And a description, yeah. It just... I feel like it was more of an oversight because even in the strategy guide, it says, oh, you can find it in, like, Battlestone South. It's like, no, you can't.
No, you definitely can't.
Bloody liar.
Maybe in, like, some like, beta build? I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, we even have an earlier version of the game that's, like, 6 weeks pre-release, and you can't get it there either.
Yeah.
To be fair, I like it, but in real life, it would probably look terrible.
Yeah.
I would shave my beard to look like that, just to show you how terrible it looks, but then that would mean shaving my beard.
It's a prettiest color.
Maybe when I fly to the US, so I don't get stopped by TSA. Anyways,
For it's in her name.
how's everyone doing today? How's everyone's day?
I'm doing well.
Her eyes.
Legitimacy, how's it hanging?
Hanging pretty good.
Yeah.
I did have a question for y'all. I remember asking y'all this a couple weeks back, but you never. I think y'all had to think about it. What is everybody's favorite character
Ooh.
in any of the Fables?
You know, I hadn't really given it any thought, but I guess I'm now being put on the spot.
Yeah.
Some characters have character development, like Whisper. I don't like her. I like the hero because he's like a blank slate. I like the teacher. The teacher's funny.
Yeah, teacher is pretty good.
It mostly comes down to how funny they are, really, for me.
I think I'd probably have to say Maze, unironically.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I think Maze is honestly like the unsung hero of the game.
Well, he only has one level of renown. Sorry.
All right, so we're going to be doing a little warp here. I loaded the wrong save, but that's okay.
Yeah, you can do it.
Still do it this one.
That's really fortuitous.
There we go. Fortuitous, but yes.
No, fortitious is a word
Fortitious?
now. I've
Oh.
decided.
Okay. Well, you are the Englishman here.
From English land, unfortunately. It's really bloody hot. I'd just like to point out while we've got a cutscene going on, it was super hot. And before you say, like, oh, you're in Australia or in America and you've got, like, AC, I was like, no, we don't have AC and our homes are designed to keep in heat. It's really hot.
Oh,
I have heard tell.
how hot is it out there right now?
It's about 27C. How much is that in Fs? F to C.
Check the guild for more questions.
Can we get that in K-Kona units, please, teacher?
You've received a new...
It's like 80 F,
27.
but again,
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's 80.
Oof.
but this is like
Who's
it's
got
cooled down
AC?
a little bit. Yeah, no AC. Yeah, earlier today it was about 86. I think it's going to go up to about 90 this weekend. Again, Avidus can confirm she is a Floridian, not to dox her too much.
It's okay, she doesn't live there.
Yeah. Oh, nice dox.
I mean,
And she came to the
be
UK and
anywhere
it was
else
hard
in
for
the
her as
world.
well.
Just avoid Florida.
Florida does not want you.
Oh my goodness, the Vice City callbacks.
Yeah. What's wrong with Nevada or Kansas? Sorry, I just completed Vice City, so it's fresh in my head. Anyways.
Yeah, quest. This is Bounty Hunt. It's more of a rescue hostage situation than it is a bounty hunt, in my opinion. But that's neither here nor there.
Irregardless.
Funny thing. Oh, that's kind of funny. I just decapitated that guy in front of me. He just Mr. Presidented the top guy there.
Get down, Mr. President!
Oh, put that weapon away. There we go. Okay. Alright, I want to put these crunchy chicks on my hotbar so they're easier to access. Because I will be consuming them in just a quick little bit. But before that, I need to go back to Orchard Farm because there is a bronze quest here that, until Adam started rerouting TLC 100%, I didn't even know existed.
We're about due for a reroute. Reroute.
The annual reroute.
The not so annual reroute.
Yeah.
Did we do one in 2020? I don't know. Anyways.
I feel like we did. Anyway, this is Ghost Granny Necklace. Deal with this. Farmer Isaiah, owner of Orchard Farm. Is this lady his grandmother or his mother?
Mother.
Mother?
Mhm.
Okay. Was, I guess, en route to Orchard Farm, and she was killed by a bandit. And her necklace was stolen. And I guess this necklace is kind of important in the family, so we're going to go kill this bandit and get it back.
Man, that's such a heinous crime. They should have banned it. I'm gonna disconnect from the call now, pour myself a drink, and think about what I've done. I'd like to thank you all for the 10 years I've spent running this game. It's time for me to retire.
Time to
Has it been
delete
10
the whole
years?
server.
It's almost been 10 years. In about 5 months it will be.
I looked up on speedrun.com. My first submission was in 7 days 4 years ago.
Yeah.
Wow.
Isn't it? Here's something crazy to think about. People born in 2015 are now 20 years old. How does that make you feel?
Depressed. I'm old.
Yeah. Anyways,
Yeah.
Ghost Granny Necklace completed.
Yes. Now, before we go to this wonderful, titularly named Hob Cave quest, I need to perform an act of great evil in front of this demon door, and that is eating live chicks. About 11 of them.
To make them crunchy.
Yep. Yep, I ate through feather and bone. Lest the completionist in me should ever feel remiss.
I don't know why I didn't know you could do that.
Atone. Oh yeah, it's a fun little thing. Just interact with the chest. You can do that's like the quote most useful time too. But you can also do that in Oakvale. There's a chest that has normally a resurrection file in it, but
yeah, I knew about that one.
But yeah, you can do that with that one. That's kind of cheeky.
I'd like to see that in real life. You just like go swan dive over to the chest.
You just Enderman whoop.
Yeah. Whoop. You have to make that sound there, otherwise it doesn't work. Why did that demon door look so mad at you?
He was one of the rows and not the perfume.
Yeah, he was doing a smell the fart thing, like smell the fart acting. You kind of like squint your eyes and look to the air.
Oh my god.
As if you just smell a fart.
But yes, that demon door wanted a non-stone or ring gift.
Yeah, I guess there's an in-game explanation for why he doesn't want any of the stones, because it's just like cannibalism at that point.
Yeah.
It's just like giving a live hand to someone. It's like, here, as a sign of my affection.
Of my son.
But yeah.
My son.
Gems are valuable items, obviously, but yeah, no, that demon door is more about the I guess quote traditional sort of gifts.
The sentiment.
Yeah,
beauty is in the eye of the beholder or something.
Perfumes, chocolates, roses, what have you. Those sorts of gifts are applicable for that demon door. I need to find this spell that I'm convinced. Okay, there's an achievement tied to this specific spell, Turncoat, that I'm convinced, and I will die on this hill, was only added because nobody uses the spell.
Who in the hell is using Turncoat?
I've several years and several replays casually, I never used Turncoat. It's like
even Drain Life has a use. Drain Life is bloody useless, but it has two uses. One of which is to spam it on the nymphs and laugh at it, like going.
Yeah.
And then also when you use it on the undead, because it creates like a funny like color effect.
Huh. Either way, it's like it's useful for entertainment, but that's like, Turncoat. It's who actually uses Turncoat? Be honest.
The real Turncoat was inside this whole time, based on Pro Rose. Wrong move, Turncoat.
That seems kind of sus. Alright, so there we go.
Anyways.
Speaking of Turncoat, though, did we actually succeed? Okay. Oh, wait. Okay. Wait, what? Oh, was he unconscious?
He died.
Okay. Oh, well.
Dead.
I was thrown off by the fact that there were 3 hobs that spawned in there. It's kind of unusual, so I'll just need to try one of the hobs in this next room. I should have actually... Hold on, let me go back and save. Because I meant to make a save here. Okay, there we go. All these saves I'm making, by the way, are all for load warps later on. 1, 2. I should have waited a little bit. That works. But yes, that achievement right there. That Matrix reference. That is, I'm convinced, Turncoat is never used, so they added an achievement to make people use it.
You could probably ask Ted on Twitter.
I could.
Are you going to?
Probably not.
Anyways. Sorry.
Probably not.
I thought I'd never breathe fresh air again.
Actual shout out to the devs, though.
Yeah, as much as we like rag on Anniversary sometimes,
You're not gonna leave me.
it did have like a troubled development, and Ted Timmons, who was like the director of it, he carried the damn project on his back. You got to give him kudos for that. Like, we're not going to do this whole like, oh, lazy death sort of thing.
Yeah.
Also, you'll be pleased now I'll never make that noise again. For this
How
one.
many
at
devs were
least.
working on the anniversary?
Good question. I know
you
it
can
was
take
a
a look at
thing
the
of that.
credits.
Without
Oh,
giving
true.
away too
In the
much,
main
I know
menu.
Microsoft kind of like
So the guild
screwed
thought
them
I was-
over, for lack of a better word.
Let's hope that history doesn't repeat itself with the new Fable.
Which we may or may not get news on tomorrow.
I'm still sticking with the opinion that if they can walk back that one tweet, I'm not trusting nothing until I see gameplay.
Oh my god, that one tweet was insane. It's like, oh, we'd call it Fable Anniversary, but that name is taken. We'll be gathering our chickens. Whoops, sorry, there's nothing to do with Fable. It's like, what the hell are you talking about?
For real.
I'm so confused.
It's
We're
like,
just
what
gonna
the
get
hell?
time to gather our chickens. We'd call it Fable Anniversary, but that name's taken.
By the way, this is not Fable. We are announcing nothing. It's like, why did you tweet it? What went wrong? For that to get tweeted, approved, I'm guessing that Microsoft has enough bureaucracy that it has to go through an approval process to send a tweet. At what point did the communication break down that badly?
And that was like at the, what was it? What that was like? Was that the 15th, around the 15th anniversary of Fable 2 or something? 10th?
Oh, I think
Something
15.
like that.
Yeah. Because I didn't Fable 2 come out in 2008? I want to say.
That's pretty forward thinking for Fable 2, really. Anyways, sorry.
Just got it right.
This whole quest I'm doing here, by the way, pretty easy, honestly.
I can't hear any voices,
Not a whole
so
lot
I'm hoping there's a Zanibe.
She said it once.
Way.
But yeah, it's honestly a pretty straightforward quest. Just
Yeah,
gotta
if they
protect Briar from those minions.
If they remake Fable 2, they should call it Fable New.
True.
It's like 2, but with an N.
Fable true. So, we are now in a brothel. Not gonna sugarcoat it. We are doing the deed.
100 hellos.
And
And it's
we're doing the deed.
faster.
We're doing the deed 10 times here because that's how we open a demon door in this very area. It's a bit of a voyeurist, if you will.
Out of curiosity, is there any particular reason to choose this one?
It's faster.
It is unironically
the bed is
faster,
closer.
and it's also safer because if you sometimes
I don't know about that.
no
You need a safe word for that.
safer in the context of a speed run because unironically if sometimes some of the like quote villagers of this area can just be up here even though they really shouldn't be up here. Like there's a bartender right there. Let me check my stats really quick. Okay. Yeah, they can just be there, and sometimes they can be watching you steal that. You can sometimes interact with that
Oh, the
cupboard.
red wig?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I couldn't quite get the roll, but if you get a very well-placed roll, you can actually position yourself so you can literally just roll out the window. So you just picture, if you wish, bonking someone 10 times and then just hopping out the window. It's pretty absurd.
Yeah, it's like feet first through the window.
Just American Dad out through the window.
Boy, in this case, it's British Dad. Except they don't have any kids.
Okay, yeah, true. Make a save there.
Wear the hat. You gotta wear the hat.
I will put the hat on after this load warp.
The camp. We're here in one piece.
Do the roar.
Just a hat, nothing else.
That's how you roll.
The hat and our UK flag boxers.
Yeah.
I don't know what it's worse, being buck naked or having the UK flag boxers, so you have to see the British flag every time. I think I'm gonna be sick.
What?
Anyway.
The gate will Does it say puzzle hat? Did I misread that?
Pimp hat.
Okay, I thought it was pimp hat, but I
It
just
is
saw it
pimp
there
hat,
and
yeah.
it was puzzle.
I
Oh,
mean,
my brain.
I know of getting the square peg in the round hole, but I don't think that's what Sarah just did in the bordello.
We need to find the ruined abbey now.
Oh my god. Yes, now we're finally like resuming the story a little bit after we do this pub game and scare the local inhabitants because we are big, red, and angry.
And also a naked with a hat on. Locals
Just breathing
terrified.
heavy while standing over this guy.
Local man launches coins while naked, red, big, and with a hat. Locals terrified. More news at 11.
But I like to refer to that noise of panicking people as a live reaction to speedrunners playing pub games.
Live Sarah reaction. We actually get to see the live Sarah reaction.
True. Now I'm going to switch to GoldenEye really quick, look at the ground to reduce lag. Spawn that assassin because he's a little bit weird with assassins and the bandit attacks or assassin attacks quests have very weird spawning conditions. Like the very first one that I killed in Witchwood Cullisgate, for instance, I needed to go way behind the focus site in Witchwood Cullisgate in order to make that one spawn. The one in Windmill Hill, I needed to touch the stairs. But I clipped into them.
Touch the stairs.
No, wrong point in the run. There we go.
No. No.
I was gonna say, did I just find a way to get stuck? No, I did not. Okay, so
I have a quest card from your mother. Come to the map room and speak.
Earlier, like right before we were going to rescue the archaeologist, we spoke with a literal conspiracy theorist. But it turns out this particular conspiracy is actually very much valid. We have autoscroll glitch, and I'm not a fan of that, so I will go ahead and teleport, words are hard, to Twinblade's camp. So, the conspiracy in question. The mayor of Bowerstone killed her sister in order to become the mayor. This is, as I said, true. And we are going to get the dead sister's ghost to tell us about that so we can prove it.
I mean, I've heard of eyewitness testimony, but this is ridiculous.
However,
also, we're going to set up a Scorn's bow.
Yes, before we do that, we have some other things that we need to do. One of which is opening this demon door here, finally, because it's convenient, and this whole bit of routing is honestly, like, really excellent.
Cheers. I can't remember who routed it.
I feel like you would have.
Thanks.
Let's see here, because Dark Will user. And then we need Bandit. This is the only reason we need to
load down on what we're doing afterwards?
I'd say you can just go ahead and do it now.
All right, cool. So essentially, we're getting Scorm's bow, and for those who don't know about Scorm's bow, it's a bow that you get as a special reward for the Chapel of Scorm. Normally, you can only get it by sacrificing at midnight. There's a whole bunch of variables, there's a whole bunch of misinformation and BS and stuff that goes online. But essentially, how it works, we slept in one of the beds at Twinblade's camp to set the time to 9 PM, roughly in game. Each minute in game roughly correlates, give or take, to about 1 minute. So 1 minute is 1 hour in game. So we can use, when you hire a mercenary, it takes payment every hour based on what time you hired him. So if you hired him at 9:10, it will take payment at 10:10, 11:10, etc. So we hired him as close to 9 PM as possible, which means that when he takes payment for the third time, or fourth time, depending on how you count it, it is roughly midnight, which is close enough that when you sacrifice him to the Chapel of Scorn, you should get the bow like 99% of the time. There's a few factors that affect it. Our alignment affects it, but only if you're evil. If you're evil, it makes it way, way more unlikely. But anywhere from being 100% neutral to all the way good makes zero difference. Clothes don't affect it. The day kind of does affect it. I'm not sure what day we're on right now, but it's close enough that it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Like we've got all the other variables in place, so if it doesn't work, it's almost impressive, if anything. So really, we have 3 minutes to kill, which is why we're like, we've hired the guard, we're on the time for Scorn's bow.
3 in-game minutes,
doing everything else. Yeah. Well, no, 3 real time. Yeah, close enough. But yeah, you catch my cold.
Time without loads and menus.
Yeah. I'm not sure if fade outs count towards it, but that's by the by.
I feel like they do.
Yeah. But yeah, anyways. So yeah, it's a really clever piece of setup, and it's not just because I created it or like I set up the setup. A lot of the hard lifting, or the heavy lifting, should I say, was done by Aphthis, who's here in chat. She is like the queen when it comes to Scorn's bow. She has done more testing and more work on it than anyone else combined. If it wasn't for her, we would still be like looking at pickles,
yeah,
and waiting for 2 minutes doing Ethel. I'm not sure if we can swear here, but I'm gonna say Ethel.
We can kind of swear a little bit, but it's whatever.
Yeah.
Be mindful of the charities and stuff.
Be mindful of the charities and watch your fucking language. That's my one swear word for the day. Anyways. Speaking of charity, is now a good time to plug anything that you want to mention?
Yeah, so we do have one donation that's come in since last time we checked. It's a nice little $5 donation from Show. There are 3 hearts. Very nice donation. We still appreciate that so much.
Yay.
And it did go towards our Save or Kill the Guildmaster into the Kill category. It's still 104 to 65, so we're still in favor of saving the Guildmaster.
The faster option, I like it.
By the way,
I'm very concerned now. Because I did not have a recall to Ancient Call Escape for some reason.
Ooh.
And I very well should have. I think I'll be okay, but
we'll see how it goes.
That could be bad.
It's fine.
So how close do you have to get it?
Does slow time affect it, by the way, or no?
No.
Okay, well.
Do it anyways, just in case.
That's the midnight tick.
So what were you saying, legitimacy?
How close do you have to be to midnight? Is it a little over, a little under?
Over is better than under, from what I understand. And with what we've done, I think the window is pretty lenient. But it's kind of a thing of,
it is.
Yeah. After it gets to a certain point, it's a bit of a coin toss. So we're hoping for the best, but no guarantees.
Because I messed with it a little bit when we found that you could load warp your mom here.
That sounds like an insult.
Okay, we got it.
Yay.
You know what I meant. The hero's mother.
Still doesn't sound much, but anyways.
Yeah, well, I found out my testing with it was that health, because she has like infinite health.
She's just a tank. Yeah.
Yeah, she.
Your mother.
Except if you're fully evil, she always gives it to you. And I'm not digging this whole.
Keep yourself there.
Oh my goodness.
Your mama got so much health that she gives Scorn's bow no matter what.
But yes, thankfully we did get the bow. So
it would be funny if sacrificing your mom was the fastest strat.
Yeah. No, sadly it's not, because you have to like I don't think you can load whoop her. You have to like
No.
disable the quest locations and then run her all the way over here.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god, that
And
would be
that's-
so bloody good. That would be so good if the fastest strat was to start prison, sacrifice your mom, and then just like reload. I mean, I don't know about fresh devotees, but anyway, I'm going to leave that analogy there. Anyways, moving on.
We are now on Bandit Spy Extraction, probably my least favorite quest in the whole game.
It is the most Monka-esque quest of all games.
Mm-hmm.
I was meant to say of all time, but you catch my cold.
Would you care to explain why it's the most Monka-esque quest?
The trader or the trader espionage guy you're trying to rescue only has 120 health, which even on regular mode is about 2 hits. He doesn't follow unless there's no guards nearby. He can like half follow
Or other
you.
traders for that matter.
Yeah.
This
he
is
can
an
half
example of
follow
that
you,
half
but then it
following.
stop blocks that quest if you do so.
Not the spy here. Oh, crap. Come here, buddy. Come here.
Wow, that was kind of busted where he had the same model.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, frick. I just told him to wait.
Oh no. Well, we're gonna see just how Monka-esque this quest is.
It's just gonna be slow. It's not even gonna be Monka-esque at this point. It's just gonna be slow. You guys, you cannot tell anybody to follow you if you were berserked. So.
Am I being sprung? Let's get out of here.
Yeah, that was just a whole series of unfortunate events right there.
Did anyone else remember those booked and films, a series of unfortunate events?
I remember watching the films at one point. Or a film. I'm not sure if there were multiple films.
I'm not aware of.
Thank you. We really...
Okay, now, because I loaded the checkpoint right before starting that quest earlier, we have set the flag for the duel with Thunder in order to finally get this whole Lady Grey business in, in order. So, rather, instead of actually exposing the mayor and the fact that she committed murder against her sister, we have purchased her. We're trading the information for marrying her, basically. Which is actually necessary for the run because we need to open a demon door, and that requires us to marry Lady Grey. At least for the sake of completion. There is a way to glitch the game and obtain the Ronok the Axe weapon without actually marrying Lady Grey in TLC and Anniversary. However, it doesn't count as actually opening the demon door. So if you're looking to actually open all demon doors for the achievement, yeah, that doesn't work. But basically, the way you go about it is you enter Adam mode, you load a save within the Grey House map, and that actually lets you kill demon doors. Adam mode actually lets you kill demon doors with, like, arrows. They have 5,000 health, and that's how I came to realize that it's the demon doors, the proper demon doors. Their load zones are tied to their faces existing, and that's why clipping them, bar those select few, is pointless. I need to change outfits really quick.
Also, let me know if my fan is showing up in the or can be heard.
I cannot hear it myself.
We'll call that a dub.
I heard what...
Okay. And now, that I have married, I need to be a little bit cheaty. Kind of.
Imagine being that down bad that you cover up a murder for follow.
Hello again.
Listen, you've already killed Thunder's sister, stole his wife, and now you're cheating on him.
And you've destroyed his ego.
And his ego. After you beat him in a fight.
Yeah.
Thanks, hero. It was fun. Oh.
Gift.
Ah, yes.
There we go.
Stop that, you swine!
Yes, that the opposite opposite way to complete that achievement is to have your spouse give you a gift, and that takes a very unknown amount of time because
I'd like to give a shout out to Dr. Disrespect, irregardless of anything else. But anyways, sorry, that joke is like 6 years old now, but it's still funny. Anyways.
So one thing that I didn't know when I played this game casually was that if you get Lady Grey to give you a gift, it's the Soulless Greatsword.
possibly. It's possible.
One of the things you can do. I've got a distinct memory of trying to do it, and she gave me some plate boots.
I remember getting, I think, plate boots as well, unironically.
It's like, shoes, what do I need these for? These boots are made for walking.
And that's just what they'll do. Also kicking heads and chickens, but, you know, that's okay.
Yeah.
It's neither here nor there.
Kicking cocks.
So yes, now that we have married Lady Grey, we can go here and open the Grey House Demon door. And also fish up a silver key. But, yeah, you'll probably have noticed that fishing has been significantly easier since that very first one, or the very first few. That's because the Rod of Champions is a really awesome rod.
Shoutouts to your awesome, cool purple rod. Anyways, sorry.
Anywho's, yeah, it has a way higher maximum strain, and it also releases line tension way faster than the regular fishing rod does. So you don't have as much downtime when waiting for the color of the line bar thing to change. Back to green.
I have those stats pulled up right now. The strain reduction per second on, and I don't. This isn't heroic. I don't think it's particular, but maybe it'll give you a rough ball estimate. It's 15 by default. I'm sorry.
For reference, the stats in TLC and Anniversary Heroic are, I think, are identical.
Okay, I'll use TLC stats then. So base is 5, Rod of Champions is 30 for the strain reduction per second, and the maximum strain base is 100, and for Rod of Champions it's 350.
Yeah, so it is a substantial amount better.
I'd like to let you know that it took all of my effort to not make any phallus-related puns when you're talking about strain, line snapping, or anything like that. I'd just like to point that out. Anyway, moving on. Story, Maze, he's a traitor.
I can't believe Maze was a traitor all along.
Who could have foreseen this? God, that is one of the few spots. That's one of the spots off the top of my head.
That was...
How do you think I stand?
Excuse me. Oh, I borked that off.
That's right, boy. I was there with your
Dang.
That's okay. You didn't even drop your shield for, like, long enough for me to do anything to you.
Jesus.
Get over there. Oh, I'm just playing like... I haven't had a maze this bad in a very long time.
Yeah, normally he plays nice, but he just decided, no, marathon, you make the traitor joke too many times. I've had enough.
No, I blame myself. I legit have not done this bad against Maze in, like, a very long time. Like, beginner
There's no need-
days.
There's no need to bring legitimacy into this.
Like not since like my beginner days. I haven't had a maze that bad.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, he did kind of just like refuse one force push and then put up his shield instantly for the second, so...
Yeah, that I will say was kind of bullshit, but anyway.
Yeah.
Enough about Mr. Trader Maze.
I must see you.
We're going for Jack's hit.
We are going to go for this snipe to trigger the cutscene to progress through the next area. Hopefully I can land this arrow here. We call it Jack's hit. Very important. Saves a good few seconds.
Yep. And it looks very nifty.
Yep. And now we are finally going to make good with those treasure clues that we've been collecting. All 6 of them. To dig up this here frying pan. We're also going to equip it and hit somebody in the face with it. Okay, we're gonna whiff first. There we go.
Found the treasure.
It's cool that the frying pan already has like a face imprint on it.
How else would you know it's a weapon? I've seen Tangled. I know how good it is.
I have too.
I have not. I haven't stepped foot in a cinema in over 15 years.
Okay. We're going to be doing a little load warp here.
You were 2 years off.
Hopefully I
Googled
don't
it.
fail this quest in trying to do this load warp. That would be actually bad. Okay. And then really quick, because interesting thing and really annoying thing, it seems that whenever you try to equip a different thing other than the frying pan in Orchard Farm after you've equipped it, the game likes to crash, in my experience.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So I wanted to make sure I equipped Solus before we did the next one.
Stable Fable, huh?
Yeah, very stable Fable moment.
So, Sarah, I have to ask, what is your weapon of choice for the Guildmaster?
My weapon of choice for the Guildmaster will be the Solus Greatsword, the weapon that I just re-equipped.
Well,
Assuming
good.
we're going to be killing him.
You may want to hold on to that because we got a $40 donation from Dark Light Boko. And they said, I woke up today, Sarah was on with Fable Anniversary, and I chose Chaos. The Guildmaster goes down. Good luck and have fun to Sarah. And with the $40 donation, Kill the Guildmaster is $1 ahead of Save the Guildmaster.
Ooh.
Let's see.
And we're only $2 away from the big 500, which is...
I was just gonna say, yep, if one person donates $2 whole, CJ will get his mom a Twitch account.
So you're going to see something a little bit weird. So normally the Jack fight in the Chamber of Fate goes, you kill his minions, he drops his shield, you damage him to like the halfway point in his health, he goes up into the air, starts scenario phase, does a whole bunch of magic attacks from there. And he's really hard to hit with melee. It's possible, but it's really, really hard. Using load warping, we can start the quest we break the sequence, basically. Need to throw this weapon away really quick.
Shout out to Gooch Pooch who found that.
True. Big shout outs to Gooch Pooch. But yeah.
What do we call this then? Gooch Jack? Jack Gooch?
Gooch of Blades.
I'm pretty sure I've heard of a video called that. Anyway, sorry.
Okay. But yes. Main antagonist, dead. Awesome. OG game would end there. Okay. But story must go on. Apparently. So let's just do that. Just make a save there. I need to let John Fable here briefly explore his feminine side while we equip a crossbow. Beard and everything. Because we need to headshot a person. And there's a person right here. Rather conveniently.
You bear the mask.
Did this for a Chivo. Then we're going to do another load warp. And then this is where things get a little bit fucky. I'll stop swearing at that after that one. Legitimacy, would you care to talk about this a little bit?
Yeah, of course. So how the puzzle works is that it's essentially counting how many suns are on the table at all, period. So when we go in here early and then flip over them, that count gets added to every puzzle after that point. So we flip over 9 because 9's the most efficient number based off of each puzzle that we get. And so we only have to have 7 flipped over after that. So as you can see from here, it has it's 1 too high for it. So we have to flip over 2 moons and then flip over 1 sun to equal that 16 number.
And normally, you know, without doing all of that stuff, we would only have, we would have to turn every tile to suns or moons, and that was a fair bit of routing because each one that you do, depending on how you solve it, will affect the next one. So that was a bit of a routing adventure in itself. But yeah, now it's just like puzzles go burr.
It definitely simplified it because you can only have them survive now. So you only have to work with those 4 puzzles.
Yep. That's true. It essentially like swaps out all that loading stuff that you have to do in order to set it up with way shorter puzzles and also 1 less puzzle altogether because the first one just automatically completes.
Speaking of completes, I think we have some news in the donation side.
We absolutely do. We've had 3 donations come in, and we've put over our 500 goal to get CJ's mom an account on Twitch.
Ooh.
So that's exciting. But let me go ahead and read these donations real quick. We have Avelis again with another $5 donation, and they say, "Get 'em, Team Solus." Shu also donated $3 more, 3 more hearts. Another wonderful donation.
Thank you.
And Inner Punkness donated $5 and says, "CJ, it's all mom _
Oops, all mom.
Oops, all mom." And all of that went on to the kill side. So Kill the Guildmaster is now $14 up on save. I have 2 other quick things if I have time.
Absolutely, go ahead.
Okay, so our incentive target for Goat Simulator Goat Yoga is at 98 out of $125, so just 27 more, and we can see presumably a goat doing some funny yoga poses, which sounds pretty exciting to me. And one other thing. Oops, I let go of my button, sorry. Now that we're at over $500, we're halfway to 1,000. And you know what $1,000 for Save the Children does? It provides a whole tanker truck of clean water for a remote village to get them through a hard drought.
Hell yeah. You love to hear it. Yeah, from what I've heard, Save the Children do really good work, so it's all going to a really good cause.
So I'm just going to be doing RTA movement here because marathon, and also I'm not sure that the alternative is exactly that much faster in game time anymore because just general improvement at the game, yeah. Just simplifies it. But the current meta in actual runs is this kind of complicated looking recall strategy where we just go partially through the map to a specific point. over in that area, which puts us over towards the exit that we just came through there. And then it's all basically just to skip this cutscene trigger.
You know, now that I'm thinking about it, I do remember retiming this like 2 years ago, and the first one loses time. I think it's the second one that saves the time.
Yeah, it depends on how you do it too, because you can do it where you kind of like go halfway across Northern Foothills to instantly trigger the cutscene for a Snow Spire.
I'm definitely gonna redo it. I did have one question.
Sure.
I don't recall you getting the achievement for every choice and achievement.
I'm pretty sure I did. Like, I think I remember seeing that one pop up after I threw away the sword.
Okay.
Yeah.
I
We'll do
couldn't
a quick
remember because I
check
remember the
again.
old method, which was duping villagers and killing them.
Yeah, I've rerouted it. It's
okay,
because I determined actually that the things that don't affect your alignment for Skorm's bow actually affect it for the achievement. So that's why I'm wearing the Bright Wheel User's outfit. And I also made sure to get a neutral tattoo in not Snowspire, Nautical Glade.
Okay. Way too big brain for me, but I understand.
Yeah.
Speaking of neutral, the RNG in Necropolis is neutral in that it doesn't exist for the gravestones. Yeah, it's static. But only the first time you come in. If you load the save, it gets randomized again. It's really useful for us because it means that the graves are in a fixed location every time, which is like
a sticking
lovely.
point in TLC runs.
Yeah. The graveyard
Also,
where all
this feature of Anniversary is exclusive to the Steam version, so console runners, Godspeed for console runners, first of all, but second, most importantly, yeah, it behaves the same as TLC, so something in the Steam port broke the randomization somehow. We're not sure what or how, but we're not going to question it.
I'm not mad about it.
Yeah, I can't complain. Well, I can, but you tell me to shut up.
Bump. Okay.
Nice animation skip.
Yep. All of that was to dig up glyphs that teach us how to do the YMCA.
Which is referenced in the achievement. Are you listening to me?
Yep. Village People reference.
Yep. It's true, there is no need to build down.
Received a new quest card.
You should be on board anyway, Batfish. Really. It's for everyone's good. But anyways. There's a comically large grave. You see how large the grave thing is?
That was large, yeah.
He was just big boned.
A little bit of an Avengers reference right there. Possibly. Not sure if that's like the actual like intention there, but the sword name is the Avenger. That was the 30 key silver key chest, and it is not worth the amount of time and effort that you
I think it is because you get all the other gemstones, which are like the Infinity Stones.
Kind of.
I don't know. I've not watched Avengers.
Kind of, but it's not worth 30 silver keys, honestly. The Soulless Greatsword would be a whole lot better of a weapon to be having in that chest.
It's barely worth 15, maybe 10.
Yeah, it is just a bad weapon. Not Archon Shrine. I need to go to Snowspire. That's okay. Good Mama CJ.
Good mama to you too.
Let's see here. Snowspire. Because we have one final pub game to do. Yeah, it's one that we've seen before, but it's a little bit harder because we have less room for failure.
Hello. Give me some beer.
Yeah, anyone who's around 100% has to admit that they have choked on on coin golf at some point.
I will never admit that.
Whoa!
I will freely admit to it because it is just, yeah. It is
I do it outside
a
of
common occurrence. Just you wait.
Ooh,
Give
a
me
beer would
some
be
beer.
nice. A beer.
Give me some beer.
Whatever's tasty.
Alright, and then final hole.
Which one do you think's easier? This or Snowspire?
Snowspire. The obstacles are a lot less tedious to deal with. The only thing that makes it harder, really, is the fact that you have to, if you're after the doll, you have to do it in within 10 strokes, not 11.
I feel like in the run, Oakvale is easier, but in a vacuum, Snowspire is easier.
Yeah.
Which is the most non-answer, but...
I find Snowspire easier just because of the obstacles. They're just a lot.
Received a new quest card.
Yeah. you're a lot less gridlocked, I'd say.
Glad.
Okay, now I need, before I forget, to go to Bowerstone. I need to use my guild seal in order to do that. Bowerstone. So.
Where
Hydration
Link lives,
check.
apparently.
Hydration posture check.
My posture's okay, my hydration is okay.
No.
Both of mine are terrible.
So, convenient thing about the time of day, being what it is, villagers always go to the tavern at night before they officially call it a day. So they knock a few back and then they go to bed.
Sounds about right.
And then, yeah, using that knowledge, instead of having to go searching through various different homes or, like, chancing the teacher being in a very far away house from the entrance, it's a lot simpler to just go to Bowerstone at night like that when everybody is at the tavern, including the teacher. So in the rare situations, it could be a little bit slower than the most optimal scenario, but it is at least consistent. And I would rather have that consistency over a chance at good or a chance at bad house selection. Plus, there's no need to break a door down, or if you're really silly like me and you try to use the lockpick expression, which basically activates a little cutscene, if you happen to be met by the teacher, like trigger his proximity-based cutscene, that conflicts with the lockpick cutscene. Cutscene in quotations, and it crashes the game.
Ah.
Which,
Man, Bowerstone is just mega unstable.
No, it's just conflicting cutscenes, that's all.
She could send some hero.
Yeah. Or pressing the control key to crouch.
Yeah. Okay. Slow time, and here's the final escort quest, Ransom Victim. This is the chief's son, one of his sons actually. Kidnapped by bandits. Killing that assassin, by the way, was actually kind of important because that changes the enemy spawns in this whole area. If I hadn't killed him, it wouldn't, instead of bandits, it would be just a whole bunch of different various creatures, including like a whole bunch of wasps like in Temple of Ava there, and like a white Balverine or two. It's just a lot more tedious.
Yeah.
Than bandits. And yeah. But the whole key to the strategy here in this quest for the speedrun is to make sure that slow time is kept up basically the entire time till you get back to Nautical Glade.
Hey,
And make sure to keep enemies outside of the kid's aggro range. Because if they are within that range, he will stop following you and you will not have him on the other side of the next screen.
I hope this thing works.
When you go through it. So, we should actually go ahead and close off the Guildmaster incentive.
Yeah, we're...
Before I go forgetting, because we're
there.
coming right up to it after this fight. And remind us as to what the final count was.
Yep, I was just refreshing to make sure it hadn't changed or anything.
No last minute
We are
demos.
at kill still.
Okay.
So I'm gonna say we'll close that off. Nothing else. Go for it, right?
Sounds good to me.
All right.
Actually, it's not pretty evil to me, but...
Well,
Anyway.
true. There are other things you can put your money towards besides saving or killing a guild master, though. We can put it towards some goat yoga. There's also a Fallout incentive later today about throwing General Oliver off of the dam.
Oh, welcome back, sir.
Pardon my stutter. And you can choose who I'll be playing later. And go ahead. Sorry.
I'm sorry. I was going to just interject with a really bad pun and say, well, damn.
Yes, good pun. Yeah, the only other thing I was going to say is the other poll that I see live is just choosing who I'm playing in my minigame island speedrun later. So, that's all I was going to finish with.
Okay, sorry. I just remembered at the very last second that I need to do something here. Which is...
We see.
Get the reason the Sword of Avo, the Sword of Aeons was nerfed in TLC and Anniversary, which is the Avo's Tear. Which, pretty significant lore weapon, to be honest. But, yeah. That's basically the reason why the Sword of Aeons got a nerf from the original version, because it is absolutely broken in that version. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think I've gotten taken 6. Okay, definitely taken 6 hits now. Ah, dang. That's okay. So the optimal
dialogue.
Yeah, the optimal strategy for doing this, obviously, is just to take Nostro instead. But
you are the biggest.
The optimal strategy involves killing the last few guards all in one hit, which is not the easiest thing to do. And it requires you to have taken like 6 or 7 hits while berserked, so you can actually one-shot them.
For all of us.
And that way you get to skip that voice line from Jack. Yes, by the way, he's alive again.
Very well, hero. Do your worst. I am no defenseless old man. I have powers that you can't begin to...
He didn't expect a kick in the cock.
We practiced with chicken kicking.
Guildmaster is dead. And then one more thing. Oh. Project Ego. Nice little cheeky reference to the game's origins.
Yep.
And I think that should be the last.
We should be down to 48.
Let's make sure. Yep, we were good on that.
Come to the Bronze Gate. We have unfinished.
Cool.
We have unfinished
we're
business.
We are right at the end of the run, so I guess do you want to do any shout-outs?
Yeah, big shout-outs to Speed Docs. Both the, I'd say faces, but the voices behind. Also, everybody, like CJ, Quo, I think JR, CC. He's like the voice. And the tech crew especially for helping bring this whole thing together. Great balls of fire, yay. We did not invalidate the run. That way, anyway.
We should probably time at some point.
Yeah, time, sorry. I meant, yeah. Thank you. But yes. Let's see here. That's all 50 achievements, including Great Balls of Fire, so it was a valid heroic run. Let me see here. We have stats to verify. So we have all of our experience upgrades maxed out. Quests, we have 54 completed. Weapons, but first I want to go ahead and show off the augments, because silver key chests had a good majority of those, so one of those sharpening augmentations was from completing bandits by extraction. We have 22 weapons, and that's, yeah, pretty normal for the route. Soulless Greatsword, Cutlass, Bluetane, Sentinus, the Harbinger, well as Pickhammer, Marin Great Hammer, Dollmaster's Mace, Katana Hiryu, Ronak the Axe, Frying Pan, with all augmentation slots, so it's valid. Marin Great Axe, Orkon's Club, the Avenger, the Bereaver, Avos Tear, Arkan's Crossbow, and Scorm's Bow. We have all 22 trophies, including Fist Fighters and Silver Arrow trophies, because those are not completable quests in the case of the Silver Arrow trophy. And Fist Fighters trophy is... Fist Fighters are technically not a quest. So, I believe that is a completely 100% valid run.
Wait.
So, yes. Yeah. Shout out to Adam, you, in Legitimacy.
Hey.
For help coming on for commentary. And also Adam just in general routing TLC 100% as like effectively as you had like all those years ago. And still like kind of evolving, and then just I've been borrowing from that, and then I'm
Hey, give it back.
I'll give it back. You just need to come on over to the States and I'll give it back to you. But anyway.
So you're HDQ 2024 then?
Bet. But yeah, shout outs to the entire Fable speedrunning community in general. Also Avthus in particular for this whole Scorm's Bow thing, because I was worried. I was honestly worried about getting it in this run, because I somehow did a teleport wrong, and I did not have a recall to Ancient Cullis Gate when I should have, and I have no idea. I need to watch the run back to figure out what I did wrong, how I did something wrong, but yes, I think that's going to about do it for me. Yeah, thank you again for having us on.
Thank you, everyone. Shout outs, save the children. And good job, Sarah.
Thank you. Thank you. I certainly tried. What was the final time on that, by the way?
It looks like it says 2 hours, 59 minutes, and 27 seconds.
Okay. I'll need to see my own in-game time. Actually, I can do that right now.
Keep in mind that they didn't stop till like a few seconds later when you guys were like, we should stop.
Yeah, I mean, so that's okay. That's, yeah, definitely not a PB by any means. I was way off, but I was still very much underestimate, which is awesome.
Hell yeah.
At least I hope it is. Hope that being, 15 minutes too soon doesn't, throw too much of a monkey wrench in anyone's plans.
I guess we started a bit late, so it kind of balances it out.
Yeah, that's a good way of looking at it. But yeah, anyway, I'm a go now. I'm gonna let you guys go. I've held you all hostage for long enough. So, yeah, thank you. Enjoy the rest of the marathon and keep those donations coming.
Bye.
Bye.
All right, there you guys have it. That was an excellent run of Fable Anniversary Edition. Thank you guys so much for all of your donations and your hype in the chat for that. And we did actually have one more donation come in during that run from a #1 Yoshi fan for $5, and the message was, see this message, I want to read 2 different ways. It's bring ha, but because my brain has been ruined by that one funny video where this guy like does multiple impressions and it just keeps getting lower, I just want to go bring ha. And my brother has ruined it for me by quoting this video endlessly at me. So, but anyway, yeah, it's been great. We've had a great run so far, and we're gonna be kicking over to, let me double check how to say their name real quick. Give me 1 second. I believe it's Ricolt's run of Goat Simulator 3, and I'm going to be passing hosting over onto my good friend, Quillin All the Fish, so you guys will get to hear his wonderful voice instead of mine. But I'll be back later, so you won't have to miss me for too long. Thanks again so much for your donations so far, and remember, we're here to save the children.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Am I ultra quiet? Alright, I'm listening to myself back. It sounds like I'm a little quiet, so I'll talk a little bit louder. I can do that. That's not a problem. Thank you, Kitsune, for passing that baton off to me. Big fan of Kitsune. Really looking forward to her run later, where I will be hosting for that. Also, maybe chiming in with some commentary. If you don't know, Kitsune and I are pretty good friends. We have met IRL and everything, so big fan. And I'm also really looking forward to this Goat Simulator run that we got coming up. I have not seen Goat Simulator 3 at all. I do think it's hilarious that there's no Goat Simulator 2. I love that they just did that as a joke. It's such a funny game overall. But what do you guys think about the schedule? Let me pull up what the rest of the schedule is for today, and you guys can tell me what you're most looking forward to. Alright, I got it. We got Goat Simulator 3, which is obviously next, and Mario Party Minigame Island 100% for the one after that. After that is Fallout New Vegas, single segment glitchless, Portal 2 no SLA. I'm not sure what SLA is, but I'm sure we'll find out. Agelos, Agelos? I don't know. But it's with Gamer Gland, so that's going to be fun. 100% glitchless on that one. Portal 2 no save load abuse. Thank you, CJ. And then finally, we're rounding out the night, or the morning if you are where this runner's from, with Spyro Reignited Trilogy, Year of the Dragon 149 Egg. That's going to be a fun run. I've watched Clocky do that run several times on his stream, or their stream. One of those. And that's going to be a really good time. That's a really fun run to watch. It's all of the eggs except for the egg that requires you to get all of the gems. So you get to... It's not quite 100%. But yeah, which one are you guys most looking forward to? I have the biased opinion of Mario Party, but other than that, I think Spyro is one of my favorite series of all time, and somehow every time Clocky is on the screen, things go in an odd direction on the stream. Big fan. If you didn't see the put Fortnite on screen incentive from, was that SDAT 2022? You guys got to check out that VOD after this marathon. I would like it to be clear that I did not catch the beginning of that run when that was happening. I just showed up and there was all of that happening. Etem, I am a big fan of this incentive. Next year, CJ's going to design some, or maybe even for SDAT, CJ will design for Etem? Etem? I have no idea. I just talk. I don't pronounce words correctly. CJ, when is Zoomer window as part of the layout? Look, guys, my username is QuillingAllTheFish, and there's so many letters in there that it gets mispronounced all the time. My IRL last name is German, and it gets mispronounced all the time because people don't pronounce it like it's German. So I am all too aware of the mispronounced names things. CJ, a zoomer window would be like Subway Surfers, or you have like the closed captions on the screen, or and like every third word is a different color. You get like the Facebook ads, yeah, GTA driving videos. Oh, what's that racing game? Super popular. They have like 15 different games of it now or something. But there's like a lot of custom tracks and stuff. Trackmania, thank you, CC. I could not remember that name for the life of me. There's plenty of Zoomer windows that have the Trackmania. See, look at that. I don't know who's putting the names on the stream, but they have mispronounced my name with spelling. Look at that. It already came back to bite me. Adam, I believe that you were the one putting this on the screen. Quillian. It could have been Quilliam, yeah. Hey, there's my parents. Hello. Everybody welcome my parents. Now we have CJ's mom and my mom in the chat. I really loved that donation incentive to get CJ's mom a Twitch account. Oh good, my dad's there too. Hello. I think I can speak for my parents and say that they're most excited for Mario Party as well. They're a big Kitsune fan. They're both big Kitsune fans. I don't know, it's weird. There's one Twitch account, so do I say the singular linguistically? Or do I go with the plural because there's two people behind the account? These are questions that we should ask. If we have a time machine, we go back and we ask Confucius. Seems like he's the kind of guy that would be thinking about this stuff. Yeah, CC, I think you're right. Tell you the worst part about this intermission screen when you're the host is you don't get to hear all of the wonderful Squidward music. Love that music. Those are some jams. We see a jam emote in the chat. It doesn't matter what song it is. I know that it's a jam, so. Thank you, Adam. I love it. While we're waiting, I'll give you a little bit of an update on what's going on with Save the Children, the charity that you guys are all donating to this weekend. Now we may not hit this wonderful height of a amount, but our contribution as a group will be contributing to everything that Save the Children does, along with any other contributions they get from other groups that are doing charities of some sort. So for example, part of our contribution could be going towards a $13,000 emergency mobile health unit, which brings vital care to hundreds of children and families who do not have access to it during a crisis. Oh, that's an excellent goat emote. Hot goat yoga. Alright, CJ, you're really trying to bait me into getting banned from hosting here, I think. I am really excited to see this game. This is the Goat Simulator games are super funny. If you haven't seen like the original Goat Simulator, you should check out some of that. It was all around my like high school people would just like have videos of Goat Simulator and all the crazy things you would do in it. So I'm really excited to see some of the craziness that you can do if you really know how to abuse the game's physics and stuff from Rickle. Rickle? You guys are giving me a lot of names that I don't know how to pronounce here. I have heard both on this stream, and I don't know which one's correct. Did I have it right the first time? Oh, let's go. I'm the best. Number 1. Recalled. I was close. Oh, man, intermission's the best part of hosting because you just get to hang out with CJ in the chat. You're on his stream, but he has to communicate through intermittent messages. Speaking of goats, I'd love to give a big shout out to the goat Xenos360 for a donation of $25. And he commented, "Did someone say goat yoga?" And I believe, yes, that did complete the target for goat yoga. So we will be seeing goat yoga, which Recolt was saying is going to be after the run. So thank you so much, Xenos, for that. Xenos, I don't know if you were around yesterday, but we had a great day yesterday too. I didn't see you during the time that I was running or that I was around as much, but good to see you. Yeah, work gets like that sometimes. Alright, everybody. I've received word that instead of just listening to me ramble on endlessly, we are actually going to see some video games. So I hope you all are ready for some Goat Simulator. Here we go.
can be done with very little. The best investment we can make is in children. To work with human beings from the very beginning of their life.
We work in far corner of the world. We provide training and chance for children to grow up healthy.
We work in far-flung, isolated rural areas. We can build small-scale projects with a few families and in the community in general, and then they can have impact on the life of thousands and sometimes millions of children in other places.
I believe it's very important to work with children in the early years. You help them to grow into their full potential.
Investing in children's lives is investing in the future.
We respond to any emergency of scale anywhere in the world. We're unique in that we are specifically looking out for the welfare of children in an emergency. And sometimes those needs are very different than the needs of adults and the rest of the community.
It's not just about financial resources that help children, advocacy and policy change. That can affect millions of kids' lives. That's why the work of Save the Children is so important. We're there in the communities, working with community members to make sure that kids get an education, they have access to health care, to make sure they're protected from harm.
The world is facing many challenges. We often wonder, what's the best we can do to heal the world, to make a better future for mankind? The future of the human race is really in their hands.